The Biden administration releases a $6 trillion budget request for fiscal year 2022. To discuss that proposal, I do want to bring in former Trump OMB director and president of the Center for Renewing America, Russ Vought. Hi, Russ. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me back on.
So today's request from the White House is for $6 trillion of federal spending in 2022, which would then rise to $8.2 trillion by 2031. To start off, what's your reaction overall to this proposal?
Yeah, it's ongoing disappointment with where we are fiscally with this administration and an inability to get a handle on the fiscal health of the country. You know, I think right now, this is something I would have expected in the transition. This is something I would have expected in the campaign. And to be honest with you, it's not unexpected, but we've had some serious bad economic news when it comes to inflation. Just today, a major announcement as it pertains to that. We're seeing really big increases for the first time in 30 years. And so we've seen increases in interest rates as it pertains to Treasuries. So look, this would have been a moment for the administration to pause and say, let's get a handle on our fiscal house and get it in order and put our budget on a path to balance. That's not what this administration is doing. They're just doubling down on cradle-to-grave government dependency, and they're adding a kind of a woke layer on top of it, and it's just something the American people are going to reject.
Biden's request would add $5 trillion of additional spending over the next decade, with revenues only set to rise by $3.6 trillion. That leaves the request with a net deficit of $1.4 trillion. How can the White House defend that shortfall?
Yeah, and I think that's the other story, is the fact that, you know, as he was rolling out these $6 trillion in plans, one after another, we were all expecting at some point for a comprehensive look on how the fact that they were going to be paid. And he put forward tax increases, and there's, you know, a substantial amount of tax increases on hardworking families, businesses across the country. But the rest of it is just not paid for, and we're going to borrow that. Our deficits are going to go up. Our debt's going to go up. We're going to borrow more from China, who happens to be our enemy. And we're going to just continue to do that, and it's going to make us less safe. It's going to make us less secure financially and otherwise. And I think the fact that they're doing it on a Friday afternoon before Memorial Day suggests that they don't think it's defensible either.
I do want to talk about that debt. Biden does defend this massive budget, saying he thinks now is the time to make big investments for the future because interest rates at this point are at record lows. What's your response to that?
Well, that's the problem, is that we're seeing interest rates go up as it pertains to the Treasury bills. And so if he was making that argument a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I might have a disagreement. But we have real-time information in just the last several months that is not the case, that this is going up. And so, you know, this is when things are going up, when it's on an escalator, that's not the time to just continue to just spend everything you possibly can and throw it against the wall and hope that fiscally we're going to get bailed out some point.
Want to see more videos like this? Visit OANN.com for immediate access to all the clips you've been waiting to see.